What happened last 24 hours in the world? U.S. military carrier arrives in Caribbean amid Venezuela tensions. The U.S. has positioned its most advanced aircraft carrier group in the Caribbean Sea as part of a crackdown on transnational criminal organizations and amid speculation of pressure or possible intervention against Venezuelan leader Nicolás Maduro. The move has raised concerns among regional governments and analysts about U.S. intentions in Latin America. Asia stock markets slide ahead of key earnings and data. On 17 November 2025, markets across Asia dipped as investors anticipate major earnings from tech giants and await important employment figures. The deepening trade dispute between China and Japan has further dampened sentiment, especially in Tokyo.
Global energy transition faces fractures, according to analysts. As the COP30 climate conference continues in Brazil, experts warn that the global energy transition is now split into diverging regional paths rather than a unified global effort. China, the U.S., and Europe are each pursuing different strategies driven by their unique economic and political realities. China signals stronger ambitions for the Yuan in next five-year plan. In a significant policy shift, China dropped the qualifier prudently from its section on currency internationalization in its 2026-2030 economic blueprint, suggesting a bolder push for the yuan at broad.
Memory chip shortage hits as Samsung hikes prices by up to 60%. Samsung has increased its memory chip prices by as much as 60% amid rising demand from AI data centers and constrained supply, signaling a tightening global market for these critical components. Japan economy contracts for the first time in 6 quarters. Japan's GDP shrank by 0.4% in the latest quarter, marking its first contraction in 6 quarters. Exports fell, reflecting global trade headwinds and domestic weakness. U.S. President Donald Trump changes position and urges release of Jeffrey Epstein files. President Trump has reversed his earlier stance and is now asking his Republican colleagues in Congress to support the release of files related to Jeffrey Epstein-connected investigations.
Deepening China-Japan tension hits Japanese tourism shares. Japan's tourism sector is being affected as the trade and diplomatic dispute with China intensifies. Tourism-related stocks in Tokyo slipped in early trading amid concern over consumer sentiment and cross-border flows. Benjamin Netanyahu insists no Palestinian state ahead of UN security vote. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu told his cabinet that he opposes any move toward creating a Palestinian state on the eve of a United Nations Security Council vote on a U.S. draft resolution related to Gaza. The resolution would open the door to Palestinian statehood, a step Netanyahu says must not happen, warning either this will happen the easy way or the hard way.